Welcome to Braunhaven. We're going to be picking up where we left off last week. These guys have entered the tower and discovered that it is quite filled with the sorcerous crap that you would expect from an archmage. And each level is connected via teleportation circles, and it seems that these circles are maybe age is getting to them, but the ones that they've found so far aren't necessarily working right, and uh, they're arcs of lightning and crap that comes out of the circle. But they're finding codes that are slowly allowing them to advance up the tower, or they think that they're advancing up the tower. It's hard to tell. The particular level that they're on right now is a forested level that seems to have its own ecosystem and is not an illusion. It is actually a forest that has been transplanted to the third level of the tower. Before we get started, we would like to thank a friend of the Greenwater Guildhall. None of these are sponsorships or partnerships of any kind. They are just products that we really like. And today, we would like to thank Fable Beard Company. Fable Beard makes wonderful beard products such as oils, balms, butters, beard wash, co-wash. They've got all natural deodorant, spray-on colognes, all manner of things. They have a women's line under the FableBeauty.com address. And all of their scent profiles are a different fantasy character. Today I am wearing Dr. Wolf's beard butter. It smells of a light blueberry and pipe tobacco kind of cologne scent. But they have a lot of different scents. I recommend going through and finding one that will suit your needs. A personal favorite of mine for just cologne, I like the hero scent. It is very, very light and has a good cologne scent to it. They do have a buy one get one free option for new customers. So if you go to fablebeardco.com and create an account, you can put 2 beard oils, or actually, they had an email come out that is extended to all products. So you can put two of their products into the cart, and that second one will get discounted to free. We also have a merch store via Zazzle. Bunch of different things on there. There's t-shirts and buttons. There's hoodies that have the character portraits of the characters in today's game on them. There's a whiskey rocks glass. There's a beer stein. All manner of good things. And 100% of the proceeds from that store goes back into our channel. That helps us cover the cost of things like Roll20's Pro subscription and, of course, Incarnate Pro subscription. All things that we kind of need to use in order to make all of this happen. So if you want to help us out and make those ends meet, go ahead and go get yourself the new Whiskey Rocks class, and we appreciate everything you do for us. I am making serious progress on the next book, Stygian, the Land of Ice and Plunder. It is... Evidently, I had a lot to say about Stygian, because it is just pouring out of me like liquor pours from an overfull drunk. It is just bleh, all onto the pages. I am now to the point where I am ready to start doing maps of the individual cities and towns and some of the region, and some of the stuff that you would basically make it a source book. If you're creating your own adventures in Stygian, then you'll want to know, what does the capital city of Olafsveller look like, or what does the town of Kavia look like, or things like that. And once I have those kind of mapped out and detailed, I can, of course, then start working on the actual adventure. Which I think is going to be pretty good. There's going to be a bunch of interesting things. I can tell you that there's going to be a kraken involved in there somewhere. So yeah, lots of really cool shit. Looking forward to getting that out. Looking forward to you guys actually getting a chance to see it, because it's going to be cool. All right, so where we left off, you had dealt with a couple of red caps who are nasty little Fey realm creatures. I don't remember. Let me see. Hold on. I don't remember. I did not. Okay, I can change. Whoops. What's going on? Stop doing all the things. That's better. So red caps are actually from, or the version that I'm using are another one from Tome of Essential Horrors by Necromancer Games, and but red caps go way back. They are an old AD&D monster, and they are generally just annoying little pains in the ass. I don't know. I guess maybe if you were level 1, these things could really put a hurt on you, but
or just a large enough group of them.
Yeah, a large enough group of them. Yeah, that's another one.
They're little paper cannons.
Right.
What they are. Or, I don't know, paper chainsaws, because they're not really ranged. But...
Right.
Yeah, paper chainsaws. Yeah, that's it, because chainsaws is what they are.
Yeah, they run up and they got a whole bunch of little minor. They'll nick you to death with these little D8.
Well, and I've said this for quite a long time, but this is what red caps look like. I've said this for a long time, is that just because you are higher level does not mean that those lower level monsters ever go away. You know, if you're level 20, that doesn't mean that all of a sudden kobolds and goblins are no longer a problem. It's more likely that you're going to see more of them. And as an example of this, I think it was AD&D Second Edition, or maybe it was first. No, it was Second Edition. There was an adventure called Paladin in Hell, and it was by the time that you hit this particular part of the adventure, you were already higher level, and there was a swarm, a huge mob of skeletons. And I remember when that adventure came out, everybody said, "Well, skeletons. I mean, if you're anything higher than level 5 or 6, skeletons aren't really scary." And I'm like, "Yeah, they are when there's 200 of the motherfuckers, because all you have to realize is just do the statistical math out of however many, how many of those are going to get a critical."
That's true.
Not that when we ran it, we were doing it in third edition, and third edition, because they had changed the fundamentals of not only they went with ascending armor class, and Thaco was no longer a thing, but third edition really made the mistake that has carried over into all the way into fifth edition of giving these outlandish armor classes. I've got a 30 armor class. Sure you do. Did somebody make a M1 Abrams tank for D&D? Is that what you're doing?
Frodo's mithril shirt, right? Basically.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, yeah. They had some absolutely ridiculous armor classes, and that's one of the biggest reasons why I liked going to old school essentials, is that it kind of got back to taming things down a bit. It's like, let's be a little bit more realistic. Third edition was really where it started. That it was after about 5th level, it was almost impossible to kill characters. I mean, not like it is in 5th edition. I did kill some characters at higher levels, but 3rd edition, there was just a lot less threat than there was in 1st or 2nd. And then, of course, you hear the namby-pambies 5th edition player, "Well, it's not fun having your character die." Well, you shouldn't have done stupid shit. I mean, if your bard hadn't tried to fuck the dragon, you would still be alive.
Like that's the theme now. Every bard is just like all the bard is now is just somebody who wants to just have all the sex.
Yes, right,
I
and
don't
that
know. I mean, the
yeah,
last bard I had that came into the dragon, I just lied to the dragon and told it that danger was coming. That wasn't coming. But I had a high charisma and I rolled really good on my deception and I fucked around and got a reward for giving it the heads up. Was very appreciative. Yeah.
yeah. I
The
mean,
real high level party that was coming to kill it, and we felt that was wrong.
and so
And that's why I'm sneaking around in your lair, Mr. Dragon.
the other creature that you ran into that ended up chomping on the red caps was a creature known as a splinter drake. They are drakes, so they're not quite as intelligent as dragons. Or full dragons, but it is wingless. But it is essentially made out of wood, and so it was camouflaged along the forest floor. And luckily for you guys, it decided that it was just going to ignore you, or it was really uninterested. But it evidently had a thing for those red caps, because I mean, who doesn't? Those guys are assholes, and so. The Splinter Drake went over and chomped on the red caps, leaving you guys here. But you did get a note with the code for level 5 on it. So what would you guys like to do at this point?
I want to go to
Take
level
a 10-minute break.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that is probably true. Let me take a look here.
Thank the Drake and leave it alone.
Yeah. Well, give the Drake plenty of space and hang out like 10 minutes while it's kind of a space we can do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, so dragons, of course, and not all dragons, but most dragons. That's not necessarily true. There's a percentage of dragons that are intelligent enough to speak, and those that can speak are most likely are spellcasters too. Drakes aren't necessarily like that. They are definitely beneath. I would say that, like, a drake is like a crocodile to a dinosaur kind of thing. I would think that the dinos are probably more intelligent, and I don't necessarily know that. So my theory, and I know crocodiles and alligators have been around for nearly as long as the dinosaurs are, but I kind of look at that as more of like a de-evolution, or like birds compared to dinosaurs. There's a better example. It's a de-evolution as opposed to an evolution. I would think the drakes probably have zero chance of having a spoken language. That doesn't mean that they're not smart, but they are of animal intelligence.
Gotcha.
Oh, right. Sorry, I forgot what I was doing there. No, that's not what I wanted. That's the wrong one. What the? Oh. I'm looking in the wrong folder. I've just got piles and piles and piles of stuff. There we go. You are correct. It is a good time for a 10-minute break. Or else you would be at a -1 for pretty much everything moving forward.
All right, everybody, get out your snacks.
Your iron ration power bars.
Mhm.
Okay, so yeah, well, let's see. You guys are able to snack on some rations and are able to complete your 10-minute break. The Drake leaves you alone and pretty much just wants to go back to sleeping. It's like, you know.
Would this be considered the red cap's like lair?
Oh, that's right. You are correct. You do get a couple of rolls. Yes, which you can do um during your break. And so that's right. I even made a note about that. I just hadn't looked at it yet. Treasure types. It is going to be rolls on tables S and T. What are we looking at for tables S? Meh. Well, so these guys don't have a lot, and you don't need. You just automatically get this shit. You don't even have to roll percentage for it.
Okay.
But you find 5 gold pieces,
Got it.
and you find 3 platinum pieces.
5 gold, 3 platinum.
So that means those. So just that little bit of treasure was worth 30 XP.
Boo.
So, you know, pocket change.
It adds up.
It does add up eventually. So, what would you guys like to do from here?
I think we want to go to floor 5.
Okay. Everybody roll a d6.
Foreman will be invisible before we go.
Okay.
I got a 3, a 4, and a 6.
Got a couple 5s.
I got a
Perfect.
1 and a 6.
Who got the 1?
Gentry.
Okay. So Dentry. Dentry is going to take 4 points of damage as a lightning bolt strikes Dentry.
Oh, yeah. Instead of going over to the circle. That's right.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. He is armored up to the gills.
That's true. Yeah, and I didn't put anything in here for characters wearing metal armor. I just went and made it random. But that would generally be pretty true, is that you metal types are gonna probably take it before anybody else.
We're going to ride the lightning. Us metal characters are going to ride the lightning.
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, cool.
Desert level.
Yes. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back.
We still haven't found a place to stick this rod and scepter that we've went across the whole fucking continent to pair up.
That's true.
Yeah.
We're obvious anyway.
Oh, we'll probably every level that we run in contact with, we'll find another piece of paper that will open up another floor, and I bet the last one will be the one where we can use our stuff.
Okay, so there is a flash, and you find yourselves in a very hot, uncomfortable, 110-degree, super dry desert. You cannot see a ceiling. What you see is a blue sky, cloud-free blue sky, and it seems like the sun just feels really close. Like if you've ever been in like the high desert, it it, it feels like you're closer to the sun. It's just ever present. So it is really, really hot. And you've got these sand dunes, and where you have come out, you can see that there is. You can find the tower wall, but looking off into the distance, you just see desert. However, poking up over the dunes, you see that there is the tops of trees, palm trees, in the distance.
Oh, what type of the trees?
Everybody can make a intelligence ability check.
Malachi got it. Borman did not.
No, that's weird.
Mavis and Peppermint got it.
So,
Entry got it.
okay, so you guys that got it, you looking at the sky, you can see, you can perceive slight movement in the sun, and you are able to determine that this level has a 12-hour day and night cycle, and you are estimating that right now it is midday. But in like another 6 hours, you will be seeing nightfall, and you estimate that 110 roughly degrees Fahrenheit heat that you're experiencing, it's going to get quite chill. It'll probably drop down to like 45 at night, midnight. So there are the typical desert extremes here.
Right.
Yay.
Guard for all that. How
Let's
far can you travel?
Well, each of these squares is only 5 feet. So you can
Oh.
move your exploration movement rate. But like I said, there appears to be an oasis here.
let's let our sneaky folk go do their sneaky bit. And
Sure, sneaky folk can go ahead and move.
yeah.
So sneaky folk, let's see here.
Feel like a broom in the sky would be useful as well.
I believe Dentry is invisible too, isn't he?
Yes.
So you can.
He's got a ring, I believe.
You don't see him. You just hear clang, 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 clang.
That's right. I do have the ring. I do have a ring as well. Yeah. But that's only because he's so slow. He just like, I'll catch up.
Right. Hold on.
I'm the invisible guardian of the back party.
If I got something good for this. Kind of hoping. Well, that's disappointing. Sorry, I'm making a token. So, Borman and Jackson, Dentry is far behind. As you approach this oasis, you can see that there's a small pool of water that sits in the otherwise dry desert landscape. And you can see at the edge of this oasis a sphinx that's at the edge of this pool. You can see that there's a number of water lilies floating on the surface of the pool, and there's a number of palm trees. And in the distance, you can see that there is a Ereboshian style manor house that is set up. But there's this sphinx. You guys are invisible. And the sphinx casts a spell. Cast Detect Invisible.
Motherfucker.
And it looks right at Borman and Jackson, and it says, "Welcome to my oasis, mortals. If you can answer my riddle, I shall tell you the secret of Ahez the Handsome, for he has that which you seek. If you cannot answer my riddle, I shall feast on you and savor every morsel."
Wow.
Are
Are
you?
you going to call for backup?
Yeah, you
Or
guys.
did we do
Yeah.
that?
You guys.
Yeah.
Well, absolutely. But like, you know what? We have some friends who are much smarter, and let them answer.
Yeah. Let's let our friends come up and we'll see. You know,
Clang,
Okay.
clang, clang, clang.
Yeah,
yeah.
we're ready for this riddle.
Okay.
Mhm.
So the riddle,
Yeah.
the Sphinx says, "Answer me this. Two bodies I have, though together we are but one. The longer that I stand, the faster I shall run. What am I?"
Two bodies.
So
Right.
here, I'll type it.
Together is
I will
one.
type it out for you.
A waterfall?
Hourglass.
So are you going with
That's-
hourglass?
I think hourglass is the one. Unless, are you just guessing waterfall or?
Yeah, that was a total guess.
Okay. Well, I mean, hourglass has two big fat bodies that come together, and the
Yeah,
longer it
it's
stands,
me.
faster to run out of time.
That's better than anything I can think of.
So the
Go for it.
Sphinx nods and smiles and says, "An hourglass is correct."
Mhm.
And she says, "Ahez the Handsome is an Abashine genie that resides just over the dunes to the north. His secret is that his great desert manor that you find here is but an illusion. Ahez's, in actuality, lives in a brass bottle that is partially buried in the sand. If you stopper the bottle with the brass stopper that hangs from a chain on its neck, Ahez will be forced to tell you the teleportation code to the 6th level of the tower."
Okay. Should we try and find the brass thing first? Or I mean the bottle first?
We should try to find the bottle first. But if it's an illusion, I mean, in theory, we can disbelieve it if upon further inspection.
That is true.
Right? Should we try that?
Okay, let's give it a shot.
Yeah.
I hope I
Don't-
never encounter a sphinx in real life. I'll be screwed.
Well, I mean, how many hit points can it have, really?
More
Yeah,
than
that's
me
true.
if I encounter one.
So where are you, and the Sphinx then, of course, bids you farewell, and and of course, offers perhaps you want to stock up on fresh water before leaving. The desert can be quite dry, and the water in the pool is cool and fresh.
Good. Yeah, let's grab some water and head towards the
Yeah.
illusion palace.
Do I trust the Sphinx?
Witch can discern. The witch can discern if water's good or not. So
That's true, yeah.
get the witch.
I mean,
If it's good, we're all good.
the Sphinx has been true to her word.
Yeah, she didn't eat us. We could have just done that.
There.
And what would you guys like to do?
I think we're all filling up on water, or filling up our water skins and heading towards the building.
Okay.
Illusion. Illusion.
Give me but a moment. Yeah, so Abashine Genies are yet another one from Tome of Essential Horrors. And remember, I didn't make tokens because I didn't create or didn't copy any of the images because it isn't my shit. But for a Roll20 game, I'm perfectly happy with taking their stuff. Besides, I believe it's fair use. So
There's so much drama around copyright and copyright infringement and all that shit. And
yes,
I distinctly remember walking in in one of the early computer shops and buying Fast Hack'em and Fast Hack'em 2.
right? Yes, Commodore 64. You could buy hacking
you
software
could
right off
fucking
the shelf.
Hell yeah, man. Make copies for all your friends.
Yes.
It was all cool. It was legal.
Well, it was all for personal archival purposes. Broaderbund actually made software that would crack DRM and bypass all of that shit so that you could make copies for yourself. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and then they, like in the Bard's Tale, they were like, well, we know that you're going to steal our shit on the discs. So in order to successfully play the game, you need this special cardboard thing.
Yes. You had to have the wheel.
Yeah, it had like 4 or 5 different wheels stacking. If you had to line them up with all your information to get the code you needed to go on.
Elite and Neuromancer were the same way. They had code wheels. And it wasn't even so much that you had to use the code wheel to unlock the game. It's that you would get to a point in the game and it would say, you have to look up this piece of information, use your code wheel. And it's like, oh shit, I don't have one. Yeah. We got around it with some simple office supplies and a photocopier, but
yeah.
Sierra put those things like a third of the way through the game. It was a real dick move on their part.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and what's funny about that is that both Carmack and Gates both said that if it wasn't for pirates and hackers, Windows and Doom wouldn't have ever been as popular as they were.
That's true.
That's 100% true. I mean, did anybody actually ever own a legit copy? I guess one person must have at some point bought Windows 3.1, but I never saw one in the wild. Yeah, I never saw an actual legit box for Windows 3.1 except in a store, and I'm like, who buys Windows?
Man, I was air drumming to Metallica the other day, and I dropped a stick, and I had to switch to Def Leppard.
What was it that Life Isn't Fair? Def Leppard's drummer only has one arm, and Motley Crue's drummer has 3.
Yeah.
All right, so where are you guys going from here?
We're gonna go inspect the place of the building and try to disbelieve it if we can.
Okay, so you guys that are invisible are still invisible. Detect invisible just allowed the Sphinx to see you.
Oh yeah, that's true. I guess we've been uninvisible ourselves.
We'll
But
be
the genie's
polite.
gonna know we're there, right? If the Sphinx
Yeah.
knows, then the genie's gotta know.
Yeah, we got to
I
find the
just
bottle
mean,
and then take the stopper off the genie's neck and put it on the bottle. I think that's our instruction.
yeah.
Okay.
I guess he doesn't like that for some reason. Maybe it's unpleasant.
Yeah.
I don't know why else you'd hide the bottle in the sand.
Mm.
Well, I mean, it was nice of the Sphinx to give you directions
It was.
for the.
I get. Yeah. I
Could have
guess we
eaten us. Yeah.
would have went into this encounter without instructions had we not.
So are you?
I think I did.
Are you all just moving as a group this time? I take it.
And we're all keeping an eye out for the bottle, though. If we step on it or something.
Okay, so yeah, you approach this. This is a what appears to be a sandstone manor. That it is a large two-story manor made of sandstone, as though it were literally transplanted from the distant lands of Erebachia to this desert on this level of the tower. Um, there is a little side outbuilding here. There are multicolored tarps, fabric tarps that cover up this little alley in between the two buildings. And sitting up on a balcony, you can see this tall Arabic-looking gentleman, his hair pulled back into a long ponytail behind him. And he waves down to you. And he disappears from the balcony and comes downstairs, and he says, welcome, my friends, to my humble abode. Please, please, come in, sit. Tell me of the world and your travels. And he claps his hands, and you see that there are several harem girls that come out in brilliantly colored silk harem pants and crop tops, and showing as much flesh as possible. And he says, "Bring a plate of dates for our friends," he says, and he offers you all. He brings you inside into this manor, and there is appears to be that this manor has like 6 large bedrooms, and there's this expansive common room, and off to the side of the common room is a moderately sized little like sandstone and adobe type kitchen. And everywhere throughout this common room is furnished with overstuffed pillows, and the walls and couches are bedecked with brightly colored silk and beautiful sculptures. And in the middle of this common room, there is a large hookah, and the smoke that is filling the room from the hookah has a light mango scent to it. And he offers everybody a mouthpiece for the hookah and says, sit, yes, enjoy some dates. And the harem girls come over with a tray of what appears to be fresh dates, and there is goblets of wine, and he says, please tell me of the outside world. I have not heard anything of outside of this damnable desert.
Malachi's going to try to Oh, go ahead, Karen.
Didn't we run into like an Erebachsian tent and somebody in it ended up being
You did.
magical?
Yeah, on your you ran into one that ended up being a Rakshasa.
Yeah.
I guess we'll talk about that.
Yes, Rakshasas, they are terrible demon creatures. He says, really, and this one was pretending to be the vizier of Erebachia. If that is true, then things have really gone to hell since I have been gone.
Malachi's going to try to
feel like making stuff up.
yeah. Malachi's first going to try to see through the illusion.
Yeah.
That's around him
So
to see if that helps.
so I mean, you've already been told that this is an illusion. The dates in the wine are real.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Let me. Yeah, the dates in the wine are real, but because you have been told that none of this is real, it is an illusion. You are able to see that the manor is there, but it's kind of like you know Neo after he realizes that he's the one, and you can see the Matrix. I mean, you can kind of semi-translucent see through the walls, and you can see that this is all a magical construction or illusion. It's not real, and if you concentrate hard enough, you could actually put your hands through walls and things. But the wine, the hookah, and the dates are all real. The harem girls are not real. They are all illusions.
Oh,
Okay.
Peppermint's gonna take a rip off that hookah.
Okay. Yes, it is a mango flavored tobacco, powdery tobacco that is being burned, and it is quite rich in flavor. Uh,
Ooh.
But the benefit, of course, of being in a hookah is that it is a quite a cool smoke. The whole purpose of a water pipe.
We tell him the current state of the Imperial City.
Okay.
Of the Imperial Port.
And so he finds this. I guess he finds this disappointing. And he tells you. Let's see here. So Hez kind of holds. He is quite good looking, quite charming, and he kind of holds the stature and demeanor of actual royalty. Like he's very up on etiquette and protocol, but he also is clearly showing that he has, the Ereboshian penchant for um, giving refuge and care to strangers. And but he does tell you that he's very disappointed to hear that of the state of the Imperial Port, and he tells you, he says, it was not like this when I came. Everybody can roll a wisdom ability check.
Yeah,
Hey, Borman got it. And Malachi did not.
Peppermint. Peppermint's the only one that got it out of my characters.
Okay, what about Dentry and Jackson? You're muted, Brian.
He's got a 19 and a 12. I mean, a 16 and a 19.
Oh, did he?
Either one of, yeah.
Why you gotta make me say it? Why you gotta make me say no? You just wanted me to say no.
You just want me to embarrass myself.
Like, what the heck?
Our fans are sitting there knowing fucking.
So this is
we need to get Brian a third character that's smart and wise.
This is what an Abashine genie looks like. And what Ahez generally looks like. Kind of, I don't know. Looking at this, he kind of looks like a mix between maybe Arabic and Mongolian. And I don't know. I'd have to look it up. Here's something history that I don't know. I don't know if the Mongolians made it that far south, did they?
Far south to what?
I don't know that the Mongolians made it that far south. I mean, I don't know. The Mongolian Empire was pretty fucking huge.
Pretty fucking big.
Yeah, I mean, although I have a hard
they
time
did.
calling it an empire. Did they? Yeah. Okay, so that tracks.
We're like Google says.
Google
yes.
says yes.
Google says massive.
Seems
Yeah.
like the Himalayas and oceans were some of the only things that held them back. But they got two pieces of the Middle East.
Yeah. Oh, just the Himalayas. Damn mountains! Some of the largest mountains in the world. Like my buddy always gave me shit because after I had moved to Vancouver, I was like, I can't figure out where the fuck I'm going here, but in this town because it's laid out fucking weird. But I told him, I said, as long as I know where the Columbia River is, I can figure out. And he goes, yeah, you only need to know one of the largest landmarks in North America in order to figure out which direction is which. Like, hey, whatever. Fuck off.
Yeah. I still haven't found this bottle. That's the.
So who did make it?
Peppermint and Borman, I think.
So
Yeah.
Peppermint and Borman, you looking at the base of the hookah in the water in the hookah, you can see that there is now the base of the hookah is kind of the illusion is meant to make it look like that it is sitting on like a sandstone floor. But in reality, the base of the hookah is kind of partially in a divot in the sand. In the hookah, in the base of the water pipe section and the water ball at the bottom, you can see that there is a unstoppered brass bottle, and the stopper is hanging from the neck of the bottle by a little brass chain. It's inside the hookah.
But the hookah's real.
But the hookah is real, yes.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I guess, what do you got? Screw it open, or how do you open the hookah? Is that hard?
Glass?
Is it glass?
It is glass.
Oh, so you just got to break the hookah and stop the stopper before he can stop us.
Yeah.
Distraction. Someone do a distraction.
Okay.
Okay.
Malachi will stand up and he's talking about, yeah, but I've gotten into this habit of fucking dead bodies in crypts that we've come across. And let me tell you, the Braunhaven family line is, that's just tremendous. And he's going to start talking about how he's gotten magical visions from, the past of some of these great he's into dudes and chicks, so he'll talk about the lords and the ladies and how and what he's learned about the way they live.
And I'll punctuate this pornographic discussion with you can't break a glass quietly. So I guess I'm stepping on it.
Okay.
I'll shatter it.
Just a moment. I'm looking for something.
And if he doesn't know the invisible crew are there, I mean, if she breaks it, Borman could be right there to put the cap on the bottle.
Pretty good decks. We'll see if I can do it in time.
Yeah.
And this is, I don't know why I'm saying this, but this is for Brian's benefit.
No.
This is the illusion of the harem girl.
Dang.
Gentry
You
is
don't even make
distracted.
distractions.
Jackson is distracted. Gentry is like, no, Peppermint. I only have eyes for you, Peppermint. I only have eyes for you, Peppermint. He just keeps repeating that to
That's
himself.
so sweet.
Yeah, I created that image and I was like, holy shit, that's some old school D&D shit right there. That's like the cover of a book. And that's like Al-Qadim, Yes. So, yeah.
Sure. they're much too lively for Malachi's taste. You know, they need to,
They look
to
like they still
pale
have
that
pulses.
Yeah, they're
Gross.
still breathing and shit. Come on.
So
Get
Peppermint's
fucking
gonna
mess out of here.
Peppermint's gonna step on the hookah. Is that
Yeah.
okay?
I'm not sure, I suppose.
And then right after the hookah gets broke, Borman's gonna try to put the cap on the bottle real quick.
So okay. Peppermint make an attack. So basically D20 plus your strength mod. A little task chain. Who's so wait, Malachi, you were the one trying to distract Ahez.
Yeah,
Go ahead and make
you know,
a charisma ability check.
I was definitely the one that should have done that.
Oh shit. And so but it looks like Peppermint succeeded. And then Borman make a dexterity ability check, but because of the terrible actions, you're +1 for that.
Doesn't matter.
So you still make it. So
yeah, with ease.
So Ahez is like, you are quite foul and disgusting, friend. And Peppermint reaches over and goes stomp and busts the hookah, and Ahez is like, what are you doing? And quickly Borman dives in and stoppers the cap. And Ahez, his face, he no longer appears to be Ahez the handsome. His face just gnarls into anger, and I mean his demeanor changes from being cordial and nice to being pissed off, and he grows in height to like 8 feet tall. And as soon as you stopper this, the entire illusionary fantasy of this manor and the harem girls all disappears, and you are standing around a broken hookah in the middle of the desert with like a silver platter of dates and a decanter of wine and some brass goblets that you've been drinking out of. And he's like, what are you doing? Why have you destroyed and dishonored his home?
Well, the Sphinx
You
told
want to
us
know
to do
the
it.
story. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
The Sphinx told us.
yeah. The Sphinx
Um,
gave us a riddle, and we got the riddle, and then our reward for that was told to come over here and do this, so that way we
I
can
can
get.
fix.
Yeah, yeah. We can build you a new hookah.
He says,
I can mend the hookah.
that damnable Sphinx always causing problems for Ahez. And he says, all right. He says, I will give you the code. Since you have tied Ahez's hands, I shall give you the code to level 6.
Right. Also,
I'm gonna fix the hookah because I don't feel great about it.
yeah, man. We don't have to be evil. Yeah, we can fix the hookah. You know,
is he just lonely because he's like stuck here? Is that the deal?
He's stuck here. He tells you. He says, Ahez has been here since that damned wizard Tassadantalus put me here. All so that I can guard this level, and it is stupid. It is not fair to Ahez. I can't believe that I genie royalty was literally fooled by that damnable old man.
well, you know, what do you guys feel about us setting him free?
Maybe he did something to deserve us. I don't really know. But
Let's
I'm not
ask his
against it in
story. How did he
principle.
get trapped?
Yeah, he got tricked, he said, and that
Yeah,
his loyalty.
yeah.
So he tells you. He says. He says that he was trapped when Tacidantilus journeyed to Arabatia, and he tells you. He gives you a little bit of a history lesson that at one time, during this was hundreds, maybe 1,000 years. I'd have to look it up, but a long time ago, there were two events. The first of these was an event called the Coming of the Three, and the Coming of the Three
It's a
saw
pretty perverted name for a story.
well,
Just saying.
the Coming of the Three were three archdevils that came to the known world and kind of set up shop. There was one that set up shop, of course, here in the Glaucian Empire, and was ruling from the capital city of what is now Glaushine. Glaushine didn't exist then. There was another one that set up in Orentis, and there was another one that set up in Arabatia. And in Arabatia, the archdevil, and of course these archdevils brought their armies of lesser devils and demons with them. But one of the things that the archdevil in Arabatia did is it made a pact with the genies of the elemental planes, and the genies kind of came over, and when I say pact, I mean coercion in a lot of cases. Came over, and this is why in Arabatia, so in the Glaucian Empire and in Stagina, you see instances of tieflings. These are basically half devil, half human hybrids, because of things. In Arabatia, not only do you have tieflings, but you have the half genies, and this is why there are so many there. And he tells you that after the second event, which was the War of the Heavens, where the Council of 12 Elder Gods sent down their angels to eradicate. They decided they just couldn't tolerate devils walking the prime plane, and they waged war on the devils. And this also reshaped a lot of the landscape of the prime plane in so doing. The devils were defeated, but a lot of the genies remained, and so Arabatia for a time was ruled over by the jinn. And again, this is why you have the half genies. I have a name for them, and it's escaping me at the moment. The Qatari. The Qatari are the half genies, and so this is during this period when the genies were kind of ruling, or in the tail end of their rule of Arabatia. Tacidantilus made his way, and he tricked Ahez, and gained control. He tricked him into traveling with him back to the Imperial port. And then, once in the tower, he tricked Ahez and gained control of his bottle. Now, Abashine genies do not have the power to grant wishes like some other genies, but they are considered jinn royalty. And this, of course, has greatly incensed Ahez. But Ahez has been trapped here on the 5th level of the tower for several hundred years.
Well, what do you know about the teleportation circle, since you have the one of the gate codes? Is that lightning something that's happened due to a trap being set off?
So he tells you, he says he's never been to any other level of the tower, but he can tell you that the lightning that is coming out of the teleportation circles was not always there. and he can tell that there is some kind of malfunction going on with the teleportation circle. He says whether that be age or he says I don't know. He says I have not seen the damnable Tassadentalis in a great long time, so perhaps the mage is dead, and because he is dead, then perhaps that is why the teleportation circles now go wild.
Oh, it could be.
Yeah.
Does he have any tips for us in case Castellanos is alive and he's produced with us going to the tower?
So in Ahez's eyes, Tassadantalus is not somebody to be trusted. That, of course, is not something that you've ever heard. This is the only time you've ever heard of anybody that didn't like Tassadantalus. But Ahez really is not a fan of the Archmage.
I wouldn't be either if I were him. That sounds pretty awful. If he wants to know some more shit about the outside world, I'll tell him. I feel like it's uncool that he's stuck here.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can sit and talk, and maybe Malachi can look through some of Dude's books. The Magic User book.
Yeah.
And then there would. Or we'll do. Oh yeah, that shit's back in that library, huh?
Yeah.
We have to go back and get all of that, but we don't know the code for that floor.
Right.
Yeah.
We left the book there? I thought you took the book.
I took a spell book, but there was all those books on theories and all that. That's got to be the
one. One of them was titled, and hold on, I will tell you. It was titled. One was titled Histories of the Seelie and Unseelie Courts. And there was another one on the theories of the higher plane.
There's a lot of plane magic and crazy shit going on to make these different environments in this tower. I mean, this desert that we're in is not a natural phenomenon. It's all magic, I would think. You know.
Now he does tell you. He says that if you step into one of the portals or into the teleportation circles and you do not have a code, it will send you to a random location. I don't know where.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ran into that before.
That's good.
I have some stone oak leaves. I'll give him. I don't know what the fuck to give this guy. And then we should probably leave. He could decorate the desert with it. I don't know. Sorry, bro. Thanks, bro.
Yeah. Maybe we can make a pact with him of some sort. You know, an agreement.
We'll do our best to release him.
Well, he tells you. He says, "You have my bottle, and you have stoppered it." But and he gives you the code. He's giving you the code, and he tells you. He says, "If you were to unstopper the bottle and give it back to me, I would, and were to free me, I would be much obliged. I would perhaps be willing to." Repay the favor to you in the future.
Let's do it.
Okay. But I want to do it in the form of an agreement that when we give you your freedom, that you can never act in a way that is hostile to the seven of us.
He says, no. You are being quite gracious to me in giving me my freedom. I, my friends, plan to return to Arabashia. I feel that you are as much of a victim in all of this as I am.
Okay, yeah. If nobody else has anything for him, I say we, here, unstopper the bottle and look inside and hand it to him.
Okay.
But, I want to make sure I don't just do it when someone's, wanting to pry him for information or whatever before he goes.
So he is very thankful, and he says, "Good luck to you on the 6th level." And you see him. He kind of turns into a wisp of smoke that goes inside the bottle, and then you see that there is a kind of a whirlwind dust devil that forms around the bottle, and the bottle kind of disappears, and you see this whirlwind move up towards the sky and then just disappear into nothing.
All right.
Is the Sphinx still around?
The Sphinx is still around.
Well, what is the Sphinx doing?
Sitting by her pool.
I guess let's just move the fuck on and get out while we can.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll our d6 and see if we get zapped.
Yep, everybody roll a d6.
2, 5. Can you roll 1 to get zapped? Is that right?
So, 1s or 2s gets zapped.
All right.
Okay. We'll make sure yourself out.
Neither of my guys got zapped.
And Mr. Dentry and Jackson.
And to be fair, I didn't solve your riddle. I had heard it before. Just
Yeah, it's
Here,
okay.
I think I'm gonna
I used Google
how
to
do I
create the riddle
incorporate
too.
more riddles in this? Sorry. Go ahead.
Brian.
I don't know who comes up with riddles. I just get passed around after somebody makes one.
yeah, I was playing Traveler in a play-by-post thing, and I was running the thing, and I looked up like, man, this dude, he was from London playing with us, and that motherfucker could answer any riddle. Just,
Right.
I mean, quick, no thinking, just blam, 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 blam. He'd get him. I mean, it was like fucking, he was reading my phone. But, God, man, every time we'd start playing, I'd have 5 or 6 riddles for the dude to try to catch him, and I never got him on anything. And I actually got behind a paywall to try to get better riddles to try to stump this motherfucker. I couldn't do it. So
We'll give Brian just a second. I'll be right back.
I'm gonna grab a snack.
Sorry about that, y'all. Step away for a second.
it's okay. We're all dead now.
It happens.
You know. So last night, you remember Glenn was chilling out with his video on in the Pirates of the Drenex room. So before I logged off, I went to that room, and it was just his empty computer chair.
Yeah, the whole thing with the riddles goes back. I mean, when I was a kid, we were playing D&D. Riddles were common, and there wasn't a whole lot of, we'll make a wisdom ability check to see if you see something. No, you had to go around the room and fucking poke shit with your 10-foot pole, or, actually investigate the entire room, tell the DM what you were doing, and it was on the player to do the investigation, You didn't have, intelligence checks or any of that shit.
And I get why it was like that. But in the reality, just you could be the smartest person in the world, and you're not going to grasp an environment, as well as the people that are actually in the fucking environment. They
Right.
can smell it, feel it, taste it. They're there.
There are the one argument would be too is that you could be playing a character that is far smarter than you are as a person, which is why
Exactly.
these dice rolls
Yeah.
came into play over the years. But yeah, so
Because I am not a level 20 intelligence. I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
so Brian, you need to roll a d6 for Dentry and Jackson.
Damn it.
So I don't think.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody got zapped this time. You guys go into the portal, and you put in the code, and the lightning arcs all around you, but nobody is struck this time.
Well, yeah. Looks like some sarcophagi.
And
Yeah.
you appear in a room. This room is different than the previous portals in that there are no arcs of lightning. Let me grab my master.
I guess I need to look for traps.
So this room, you are in. There are arcane symbols on the floor that glow with a green light. Unlike the previous teleportation circles, this one is not pulsing, and there are no arcing electrical discharges. This particular circle appears to be stable, and all the floor symbols glow more prominently than the previous portals. And there is a door on the east side of the room.
And Borman will have noticed any traps on the door, in theory.
So you don't find any traps. You do, and you also note that the door is not locked, but the door does seem to be reinforced. So it is made. It is a wood door that has bars of iron, silver, and lead alloy that are going through the door. That there is a lever on the door, that these bars can be released from the interior of the wood door and down into 3 slots into the floor below it. Be nearly impossible, even for Dentry, to bust down this door.
But a knock spell will open it up.
Yeah, it's not locked.
All right. Well, let's open the door.
Mhm.
Yeah. And look out into the hallway here. See what's going on.
So you see that there is this hallway that goes to the north. There's a T, kind of a T here. Where would you like to go?
I want to hear noise. And I would have heard noises.
Let's see.
I won't hear the noise on a 5 or a 6.
You do hear the sound of like water sloshing around in a pool. It's very muffled, but you are picking it up. It's coming from the north.
I hear the sound of water slushing around in a pool. It's somewhat distant. And I guess I'll start heading on down the hallway here.
So everybody can move their exploration movement rate.
I'm going to stop right there and take a look around before I go too far.
I'm going to cut him ahead of Gorman.
Ooh. On here.
Can't nobody catch Jackson.
I know, right?
We got wandering monstered. This voice rings out, sings, "Skate or die," when the monsters come.
God, I loved that game.
I know, it was great. You had to get the power-ups and shit or whatever if the timer ran out. It's not like it ended. You could get away from the skate or die if you were crafty.
Yes.
Yeah, but it was the skate or die weird mist was funny. It would turn into hammers or syringes and shit.
Yes.
It's like a swarm of bees or something.
Oh,
Good shit.
that's where my problem is. I'm all confused. There we go. I need. Yep, they are angry.
Malachi making the charisma check. I've got the worst charisma in the party. It was literally when I was putting him together, and he had that fucking 6 charisma. I was like, he's got to be a freaky, creepy necromancer. That's when his class got decided.
Right? Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes the role builds the character.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that's really the correct method of making characters. You're supposed to roll 3d6 down the line. And then
Yeah.
you decide, based on your stats that you randomly rolled up what you're going to get to be.
Or if you qualified to be anything.
Right. Well, everybody's always qualified to be a fighter.
You say that.
Well, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can be
there's
a
no-
fighter. That doesn't mean you can be a fighter.
Yeah, there's
not-
no
yeah.
prereqs.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying, but
And so, Borman, you also hear the sound of something kind of skittering along on the ground and hissing coming from the north. Everybody roll initiative. All right. Jackson and Dentry.
Jackson
You need your
runs fast
well. You
but
need
moves
your
slow.
you need your initiative. There you go.
Gentry moves slow but acts fast.
All right. So Malachi. I'm sure that Borman would have listed that there were the sounds of skittering and hissing coming from the north. What does Malachi want to do? And now that he's pointed out, Malachi can kind of strain and hear that whatever these are coming your way.
I think these creatures, they're coming down the hall. Everybody's in my fucking way. And I'm going to cast Magic Missile. I believe it's fucking in my range.
Hmm?
Let's see. I think Magic Missile has some reach on it, if I'm not mistaken.
So it looks like they're like 53 feet away.
Magic Missile's 150 foot range.
Yeah, I would say if you took a 5-foot step to the left, you would have a line of sight, I think.
Oh, these are 5-foot squares. 5, 10, 15, 20. 25.
Yeah, I would say that you could cast Magic Missile. You've got line of sight on one of them. You see
Okay,
that
then-
that this is a rust monster.
My magic missile is ass.
All right.
And that's what
1d4 plus 1 per level, I believe.
It's 1d6 plus
Or-
1 damage.
You are correct. I was thinking 5e where they neutered magic missile.
7 points of damage.
So,
Let's go.
well, there's more to that though. So it says, I think you may have done more damage than that. Let's see.
I get a bonus missile for every 5 experience levels. But I am
Oh, that's right. You get more 2 additional missiles are conjured per 5 experience levels. So what level magic user are you?
Malachi he's a 4th level magic user, 7th level necromancer.
Oh, I'm sorry. What level magic user?
4.
Okay, so you
Next level.
Yeah, you only get
Yeah.
1. Okay, so
Yeah, it gets really cool next level.
7 points. Yeah, your magic missile slams into this rust monster, which now you can hear it. It kind of lets out a squeal of obvious pain and kind of a guttural growl. Did you want to move at all or stay where you're at? I mean, you're kind of for a caster, you're at the back. So, oh, that's right. You can't move with the. Yeah, that's right. You are correct.
You impose that upon us or whatever, started enforcing it, however you want to put it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm stuck there. That's what it is.
It is going to wisely ready an action for anybody that comes within melee to attack. It will do the same. And it will do the same. So they're readying an action for anybody that comes into range. And you can see that their tongues are kind of licking out, almost like their feelers are kind of like sniffing the air, and they're all pointing at you guys. They seem to be pointing more towards this door in the back. They're like really interested in that door. Dentry, what would you like to do? You are invisible.
I am invisible. The door is already open, so I'm just gonna kind of like step to the other side of the door and walk up, do just a full movement up to here, trying to do like, I guess, can I full move and still be quiet? Is that possible?
Mm.
It is. That seems kind of counterintuitive to just like run as fast as I can, but also be quiet while doing it. So I will move my twos. Well, I got 20 feet, and we're 5 squares.
There are 5 foot squares.
Okay, so I can move to here, doing my best to not be noisy while doing it. And 5, 10. Ooh, I can throw my axe at this one, maybe.
Yeah, they hear you. They have 4 and 6 chance of hearing you. But
all right, well, fuck it then. They know I'm there, but there's such a big group, they probably can't tell which one of them it is.
Dentry, you can make a wisdom ability check.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hey!
So it's not so much that they hear you. They're rust monsters. They can smell all the metal, and Dentry just looks like a fucking snack for them.
They're like salivating in my direction, like a snake with its tongue out. Like I say, that's there.
Yeah, their feelers are pointing in your direction. So you moved. Did you want to do anything else?
I do not have a line of sight unless like Borman is crouched at the current present moment. Oh, he's invisible, so I don't even know he's there.
Right.
I might be throwing an axe right in the back of his head.
Well, you can go ahead and make that choice.
Borman, you might be getting an axe in the back of your head if this throw goes really bad.
Okay, because that's what you're gonna do.
I mean, you're invisible, so I'm like,
I'm not upset.
Thinking,
fucking, there's rust monsters. Don't let them touch our fucking shit. Yeah.
I'm gonna attack from a distance with my magical Magic doesn't protect against rust monsters, though. It doesn't stop them from eating the metal of the magical item, does it?
Yeah, you can throw. I mean, you can throw.
I'm gonna throw my bolas.
Okay. So I would say that the
Not made
bolus
of
is
metal.
probably not metal. It's going to be
It is
leather and
not.
like
Stone.
yeah, leather and probably limestone balls
Yeah. I'm gonna try and
or
trip one up so
marble.
that so it's trapped where it is.
Yeah.
But I think that's just a straight D20 because I'm throwing it, so it's no.
It would be
There's no.
D20 plus or minus your dex modifier.
And for Dentry, that's just a straight roll. Okay.
Go for it. Eesh.
Yeah, that's not good.
Eesh. Yeah, no, that your bolas like hit the wall and clatter to the floor.
At least it didn't wrap around Borman's neck.
You know, that is true. A 2's pretty, or a 7's pretty bad.
Did it just bash him on the head?
No, it clatters against the wall and falls on the floor. Borman probably invisibly ducks and is like, Jesus fucking Christ. Alora, what would you like to do? You are muted.
You're muted.
Can I squeeze between people, or am I stuck in this hallway?
No,
Or
you can
do I
squeeze
fly
between people.
over? Okay. I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna toss the net of snaring.
So there was a guy
Okay.
on YouTube demonstrating in real life how big a 5-foot square is, and he laid out like some boards and made a perfect 5-foot square. There's quite a bit of leeway between 2 5-foot squares, or even 4 5-foot
okay.
squares for people to kind of maneuver. If there were 4 individuals, 2 on each side that were side by side engaged in melee combat, you probably don't want to slide between people. But as far as like maneuvering in a dungeon with 5-foot squares, there is quite a bit of leeway. I mean, Alora, let's face it, is a wisp of a girl. I mean, I always imagine Alora that your typical big titty goth girl that if she turns sideways, she might actually be killed by stepping on a crack in the sidewalk. So she probably has no problem slipping between people. Dentry, on the other hand, Dentry probably fills most of a 5-foot square.
He's got broad shoulders. He's big back.
Yeah, barrel chest, broad shoulders.
So I'm gonna toss up a net of snaring on the ground. So whichever monster steps on it first might amp things up a little bit.
I'm sorry, you're throwing the what on the ground?
The net of snaring.
Okay, go ahead and make a. Where are you throwing it? Where are you dumping it on the ground?
I'm tossing it in their like general direction. Like, cool.
Okay. Go ahead and make a D20 plus Dex for kind of tossing it. And I'll give you, because you're not actually throwing it at the creature, you're throwing it on the ground. I'm going to give you a +2 to that. Ugh.
Okay, well, it's not going to go well with it. All right.
Let's see here.
I'm throwing it on the ground. It's going to land somewhere.
Yes. It lands actually like right here.
Oh.
You kind of
right.
release early, and it comes out of your hand.
It's in front of Dentry, so that'll help him. I think I have one more square I can move. I'm going to step back. Okay.
So it kind of lands right there. What does Peppermint want to do? Fucking Peppermint. That'll never not be funny.
I'm gonna go. Let me think here. Go here and try and hide in shadows. If they get close to me, I'll backstab them.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
maybe the spot I was in was good for that. Hold on. But then I'm blocking the way, right? Or not really?
Mm, I mean,
I didn't fucking hide anyway. So
yeah, no,
there's that.
Peppermint ducks down in the shadows, and everybody's like looking at her, like, "What are you doing?
Peppermint.
We can still see you."
Sorry.
Luckily for
I was
Peppermint,
afraid.
she's wearing a lot of leather, so yeah, that leather thong that's riding up on her, you know, the breast monsters aren't so interested in that. Borman, what would you like to do?
First guy, I mean, he's right there. And God, he's gonna be on us next turn unless something is done. Right? They moved all the way down that hallway in one turn. They're gonna be on us no matter what.
Yep.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, they are armadillo-like creatures with long tails and two long antennae-like feelers that that they use to sniff metal and yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to. Oh, they're not really smart though. I'm going to pull out my 125-foot chain, which is a bunch of fucking metal.
Okay.
I'm gonna drop it right fucking there.
Okay, so you're just dropping it right in front of you in a pile.
Yeah, big pile of metal right
Okay.
fucking there.
Okay.
And then I am going to right there.
Okay. And you're gonna move up and on the other side of the wall.
Yeah, I mean that wasn't an attack, so I should still be invisible. I'm thinking.
Yes. Yes.
And that is where I want to be.
So out of nowhere, you hear the clang of a 125-foot pile of chain with a big treble hook on the end of it, big grappling hook, dump on the floor. Jackson, what would you like to do?
Jackson's like, oh, what the hell? Shit, I went the wrong way. Kind of like move over. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I can move a lot. I just forgot. I just realized 5-foot square. Now they're back with 5-foot squares. I have a lot of movement.
Yes, yes, you do.
It's like 10 squares is 50
So
feet.
the default for old school games, old school essentials in particular, is 10-foot squares. And I on the one hand, I really like the 10-foot squares because it gives kind of a massiveness to your rooms, to your dungeons. It shows how big these are. That of course is assuming that you're in dungeons that are like in the mythic underworld where everything's just fucking massive anyways, or it's super super small. But the 5-foot squares, I can agree with. I think 5-foot started with 3rd edition on. I can agree with them in that it makes the rooms more believable.
Yeah, you take up a bigger footprint,
Right.
with your character,
right,
on the map with a 10-foot square.
Yeah, you don't have.
You know,
there's
so,
not so much vagueness in. Well, can I fit between these two squares and things like that? So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I use 5-foot squares.
Okay, I dig it. I dig it. Then with that, I can easily move to here, staying out of their direct range because screw that noise.
Right.
And I do have a 10-foot weapon though, so I will use that.
Okay. You gonna use your pole arm?
Yeah.
All right.
Or poleaxe. It's a +1 poleaxe.
Go for it.
D20 +2. Here we go. Hey, get back here. I was almost ready and then I closed it on accident.
I've done that. Ooh,
Yay!
Oh,
It was about to hit that 3, and then it rolled over.
And you are Thaco 17, correct?
I believe I'm now 14.
Are you?
Jackson is a level 7 Velospian Ranger.
Oh, right. Almost. Well, it does
Pretty
use.
sure I'm 14.
It uses the ranger tables.
I'm 14 now.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So. Yes, that hits.
I was like, I have 14 written
Yeah,
down,
you
but I
hit
was
like
like, maybe I.
-3. So yes, that is a.
I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm 14. Did I mess that up? Okay. All right. Cool. And D10 plus 2.
Yes.
You eat my weapon. Don't you do it.
Okay, so you reach out with your poleaxe and skewer this thing. Poleaxe is an axe and it's got a spiky kind of spear point on the top of it. And you skewer this thing at 10 feet and it lets out a squeal. Roll percentage.
And then it devours my poleaxe.
Yep, the head of the poleaxe crumbles to dust and the poleaxe is now just a staff. It's a 10-foot pole.
What is is it still magical?
No.
It lost its magic too?
So magic items have a 10% chance per plus to be unaffected by each successful hit. Each time a magic item is affected, it loses 1 plus. Well, because this was a +1 poleaxe, there's it gains a bunch of rust on it. It does not crumble to dust, but it is no longer a magical weapon. It's just a standard poleaxe.
Now it's just a poleaxe.
Right.
Damn. Okay.
Which means it still does have reach, but a 10-foot reach, but you know.
Yeah, but now it's just a regular poleaxe, no magic, no.
It looks
No
like
fancy
shit. It's
nothing.
all rusty and corroded.
wasn't his main weapon. That's why we're using these. We're trying not to hit it with our good shit.
So my buddies and I played, and if you haven't played it, you really should. And it's a free to play game. You can download it for free and get into it. Dungeons and Dragons Online, and there was one dungeon, and this was something that it's like a rite of passage. You had to do this dungeon. I think they changed it though because of this. But anyways, there was a big fucking ooze at the end of it. And so when we knew that we were going to go into this dungeon, especially with low-level characters, the reason why you went is if you defeated this ooze, you got a magical club that was called Muckbane. And essentially it was a bane weapon versus oozes. But in order to defeat Muckbane, you had to go in with just regular clubs already. And so we would all, put on your leather armor, don't wear metal armor, make sure that you have a wood weapon, a staff, or a club, and you'd go in and you'd bash this thing. And then everybody would get a Muckbane by the end of it. And that's essentially what you guys are doing with rest monsters. Like, pick something else. Like, I'm a rogue. I'm a two weapon fighting rogue with a short sword and a dagger, and now I have to use a fucking club. I'm not going to hit shit, but whatever. Mavis, what would you like to do?
I would like to up here and cast guiding bolt on the closest one.
Okay, so that is an automatic hit, and he needs a save versus spells. Looks like I rolled a 4, so I failed.
Okay, so they're gonna be all glowy, but it's only like 2 points of damage.
That's okay. So your guiding bolt slams into this rust monster. It is now sparkly. The next attack on it is at +1 to hit. Malachi, what would you like to do?
The motherfucker is
Actually-
still not dead.
Yes,
Was this door open?
it is
Did we
open.
close it after? Okay, I'm gonna use my movement to get out of the way. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
Oh no, you're all right. Okay. That first one is still there. It's still alive, man.
Yeah, you guys have been nickel and diming it.
I'm going to cast sleep on the rust monsters.
So sleep.
Has a range of 240 feet.
Yeah, but it has a hit dice.
Total of 2d8 hit dice of creatures of 4 HD or less.
So rust monsters are 5 HD.
Well, fuck. Then there's no reason in rolling.
A single creature 4 plus 1 hit dice, or 2d8 hit dice of creatures of 4 hit dice or less.
So I'm just going to try to do the single one in the back.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So hit that. He says. He doesn't get a save or anything. And he falls asleep. And you hear this rust monster start to snore. Evidently, the rust monsters, as a species, have sleep apnea.
Yeah.
Did Malachi want to move at all?
I cast a spell.
Oh, that's
I
right.
can't.
That's right. The rust monsters. This one. You know, he's taken enough damage. I'm wondering if his heart's really in it. It is not. This one is like, fuck this. And runs away. The second one moves to the chain and starts gobbling on the chain. It basically ignores everybody else and is just chowing on the chain. The chain and the grappling hook are no longer there.
Yeah, I'm removing it from my inventory.
Dentry, what would you like to do?
Okay. I kind of want to go one into to move in towards this thing on the ground, unless Alora's gonna pick it back up and try again.
It's fine. Maybe toss some coins in it or something.
That is not a bad idea.
Something to do with copper pieces.
Yeah, we got a shitload of them. Maybe if we just feed them enough, they'll go away.
You know what? I like the idea of that, and I'm literally just gonna throw a bunch of coinage. I have 50 copper pieces, and I'm just gonna throw them all in a trail, leading from the net to where the front one is, and hope that it's ooh, easy pickings, as opposed to things that can move out of its way.
Okay.
So a trail of copper pieces that's just here.
Okay. Yeah, it is chowing down on the chain. You see its feelers kind of move and kind of are looking at the copper pieces, but
Where's the chain?
It is right. It's sitting right on top of it.
Oh, okay, I wasn't sure if the chain was laid out or if it was just in one spot.
Oh, I just whipped it out of the bag of holding and dropped it on the ground.
Oh,
and
Fair, okay.
stepped away. Yeah,
Is that
it's eating it. It was the bait. I have to now I have to pay for another big ass long chain and grapple hook setup.
I
or
feel
no
like that's a
longer
cheap
have-
item for us, though.
It is a cheap item, but I've gotten a lot of fucking payout on having that in my.
You really have. It's paid for itself and then some.
Yeah, yeah.
And in terms of movement, I will move this side of it.
okay. All right. Alora, what would you like to do?
Let's see here. So what all do I know about rust monsters? Like if I throw the dagger and it hits it, is it going, it has to like use its antennas to make it
Any metal that
destroy,
touches
right?
a rust monster or a weapon that hits it or armor that is struck by a feeler crumbles instantly to rust.
I wish I had more, well, okay, I guess I got 1/3 level spell, but this guy's already hurting, right?
No, the one that's
This
hurt
one
ran.
is this one is untouched.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use pain then. Just do a drive-by. Gotta look at it up, but I haven't used it before.
So I'm sorry, you're gonna do what?
Pain?
Oh, you're gonna cast sleep on him?
Pain? P-A-I-N?
Oh, pain? Yes.
Yeah, that's what I have written down as my 3rd level spell. I think it's a touch spell.
Yes, that is a witch spell. That is an Oktoberfest.
Wait, I have a whip.
You do have a
Whip
whip.
it.
Whip it real good.
Yeah, I'm gonna whip it.
Okay. Yeah, you can whip it. I mean, pain, just for edification, pain is a 3rd level spell. It is plagued by hallucinations of extreme pain unless a save versus paralysis is made. The creature wreathes on the ground with the following effects. Dex bonus to AC is lost. All attacks of the next creature are at +2. All saves made by the creature are at -2. And for every 3 rounds under the effects of pain, the creature takes 1d8 damage. That's
a pretty good option. It's touch though, right? I have to touch the creature.
No, it's got a range of 60 feet.
To do that, or I could whip it. I'll whip it.
Okay. Go ahead and make
Or
your
whips for me is better, right?
whip would be. That's a good question. I believe
The way I remember it, it was leather.
it is leather, yes. But as far as
And it's magic.
Another 2.
Another 2? Damn.
Ugh.
The
I
dice
didn't
are
make
not
it.
good to us.
Oops. So just out of curiosity.
Maybe hitting it. Not. I mean, it hadn't had any damage done to it yet, right?
No. So weapons, whip. 10-foot long strap of braided leather. Yeah, I would say that it would be a melee attack, so it would be D20 plus your strength modifier. Like similar. So in my home game, I made the distinction with rapiers that you have the choice of either strength or dex. I would say that a whip would also apply, but it doesn't matter in this case. A 4 is not going to do it. You crack the whip and it cracks over the head of the rust monster. Peppermint.
Okay, let's just go beat it, I guess. Let's go punch it in the face.
Okay. So are you just punching it, or do you want to attack it with your sword?
I'm gonna punch it.
Okay. So yeah,
Mm,
D20
my strength.
plus your strength modifier.
That's supposed to. 14, maybe?
So she connects and she punches it, but it doesn't do any damage. It hits its tough, leathery shell.
Damn it. Okay, fine.
Borman.
Okay. Borman is going to kind of slip right on by over here. No. Borman's going to back up 5, 10, 15, 20 feet, right about there, and is going to shoot him with a fucking arrow.
Okay. Go for it.
All right.
Oof.
Does a 9 hit?
No. Arrow clatters against the wall and shatters. Jackson.
Jackson, with his now rusted pole axe, will.
Keep swinging that motherfucker.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I'm
got
gonna keep
another
swinging
attack
it.
with it.
I'm gonna swing it.
Okay.
Now it's just a D20 plus 1 instead of a D20 plus 2.
That hits.
Yay!
Okay.
Rusted weapon makes sense.
So yeah, your pole axe, you jam into this one, and yes, the head of the pole axe just crumbles to dust, and it is now nothing more than a 10-foot stick.
What does a 10-foot stick do in terms of damage?
1d4.
Damn.
I want to say. Let's see. What does a staff do? Yep, 1d4.
Staff only does 1d4?
Yep, 1d4 plus strength.
I will.
Mavis, what would you like to do?
Let's see here. I'm gonna try it and use this sling to throw a rock. I haven't done that in forever.
Do a what?
To sling a rock at it.
Okay, yeah.
And
Nice,
yeah,
max damage.
that's 4.
4 points
Still
is
got
4
it.
points.
Yeah. So yeah, Mavis comes out and hits it with her sling. Yes, definitely gets its attention. Malachi, what would you like to do?
Sleep it.
Okay. So Malachi casts another sleep, and this one evidently eating the chain. Put it to rest, and it decides to take a nap.
We should be able to immediately kill it with non-magical items and be done with the motherfucker. You know.
Right.
Yeah, so you guys can use bladed weapons to just immediately kill the remaining sleeping rust monsters.
Awesome.
I scoop up what's left of the coins.
Okay, no need to let those go to waste.
Money is money.
So
Can we use mending on the rusty thing or not really?
nope, it's gone.
Okie doke.
But there is a door to the south here. There is a door to the north here, and you see that there's another door leading to the east, or 2 doors leading to the east here and here. Give me a second.
Someone wants to open this
I'll be
one.
right back.
Oh, okay.
Gentry laughs at Jackson being the one to lose a weapon finally and goes, haha, now you know how it feels. Because usually it's Gentry that hits stone something and he breaks it, and hits another stone something and breaks it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of amazed that we only lost one.
Really? Yeah.
That would be some armor or something.
And this is why magic is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Malachi is like one experience point away from a level 5 magic user.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. There was a thing where both the necromancy and the magic user leveled, last week, but you could only level up one class. Yeah. And of course, I wanted the 4th level necromancy spells. Y'all are going to love what I picked. Just saying.
What is it? Or is it a surprise?
I'm surprising when I pull it out. I can't tell it. The fans can't be spoiled on that. They'll complain in our comment section and shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's been some heated debates in some of our episodes where actually 2 people have said something that did not agree. Just one comment each, but spicy. Yeah.
I've never read the comment.
Okay, that's enough.
I zoom through and pick random episodes of our games, and I look and see what people say.
Life has taught me comment sections are to be avoided.
Oh, I love.
There's always somebody that are like, I wonder what so-and-so's feet looks like or something. And I'm like, ooh,
Yeah, no, I haven't seen any of them.
Okay, good. That's positive.
Sometimes people complain about sound or video issues players have.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, there were people that wished me well wishes when I was down. So that was really nice. And so there's been people welcoming me back on that. So that was pretty cool. So that's really what got me doing it. There's one guy that kind of critiques Chris sometimes, but that generates the algorithm to put the video more out there. But for the most part, nobody says shit. In fact, if you're watching this, you suck if you don't just say hi in the comments. Just say fucking hi. You suck as an entity. It's terrible.
So where are you guys going?
Peppermint's whipping the door open. He doesn't give a shit.
We're following Peppermint.
Okay, so this room.
Brave Peppermint is. After being a slave, she's like, "Fuck this."
This room is
I'm not waiting around.
Probably a little peculiar to Peppermint. It has a hardwood floor and a brick ceiling and walls, and the walls are filled with linen shelves, and they're on all of the shelves are folded up warm and freshly cleaned, very high thread count towels.
Cool.
So,
anybody need a towel?
Well, I mean, God, a bunch of fine towels and linens.
All of the towels are warm, freshly cleaned, and have a fresh spring scent. And on the southeast shelf, you discover that any towels that are folded and placed on the shelf are magically suddenly cleaned.
Okay.
Wow, that's amazing. That would have been really handy after the sewer.
Yeah.
Hudson takes off one of his gloves and places it on the shelf to see if it gets clean.
Yes, and it is now freshly cleaned and has a spring scent to it. It smells of gain.
He begins to strip down and gets all of his clothes cleaned.
Okay.
That was pretty awesome.
Is like, finally, a proper bath.
Is the shelf removable?
No, it is set into the wall.
Is the section
all
of
the ladies
wall
are going to freshen.
Yeah.
All the ladies push back. Jackson, get out the way.
You know, this has been my wife and I's question for a long time. When did we as a society decide that gain was so fucking great as a scent? Like, why is it that everything is gain scented? You could buy, I bought a candle and it smells like gain. You know, enough. Like, personally, I'm not even a big fan of gain.
You're wrong.
It's really strong, and I'm not a fan. I'm like, you know, whatever.
It
Like,
smells like artificial grape to me.
yes,
Oh, that's weird, but it does.
like perfumey grape.
Yeah.
So a grape slushy could be a gain flavored slushy.
Hey, man, if I could find
I
could find laundry detergent that smelled like a grape slushy, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Would actually be
There are
nice.
these people on Etsy that will bake cornstarch into chunks, and some of them are scented like cleaning products, and they're for people to eat. That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard of.
That is very.
I mean, yeah,
that
it
is
was
odd.
really strange.
Not eating.
You know, because you had to get your what was it, the Tide Pods or the
Right,
whatever it was, where people were
it's a replacement for people that are addicted to eating Tide Pods. There you go.
Love some Tide Pods.
That's some good
with
stuff.
honey. You gotta make it like a s'mores. You put chocolate chips and little marshmallows, you know, the little ones, and then graham crackers. Sprinkle that across it with some honey. And your Tide Pod is.
You're gonna have to put a disclaimer on this video.
The whole eating of Tide Pods. There's nothing that screams generation of fucking idiots like Gen Z chowing down on fucking laundry detergent pods. I mean, I don't give a shit what they look like.
Man,
it's their version of a juice cleanse. It's a different kind of cleansing.
Yes.
And we found out who could be the most daring with electric fences. So I can't talk. I put my nuts on an electric fence.
Or peed on one, yeah. That was
you just dip it on there, and you know you're allowed to remove it as soon as the shock hits you. You know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
Well, you know, if you were ever an adolescent, you're ever an adolescent male with other adolescent males running around with nothing to do.
See, this is why women live longer, is that they don't pee standing up, and their genitalia doesn't hang as low as men's does. If it did, more women would be shocked by electric fences.
I don't. What? Not sure that's the takeaway there, sir.
They got too much sense, but also have way less fun. So the general.
That's true.
It's the thing.
I mean, my thing is at least the Tide Pods get you high.
Yeah, but men can do the helicopter, so you know there's that too.
Helicopter.
In public, yes. So yes,
you guys can helicopter in the linen closet now if you want. So everybody's got their clothes clean.
Yeah.
So
entry did not bother.
You found the towel room. Where do you want to go from here?
I mean,
there's
this might be a hot tub area here that we don't know yet. But let's go there because I'm guessing that's where that water sound is coming from that I've heard.
Let's check it out.
So this door is not locked, and Borman, you look inside, and the room is filled with steam. Hot, moist steam fills the room. Your vision in here is cut in half because of all the steam that has filled the room. Then there are a number of bamboo benches that are surrounding the room. And in the middle, there is a bubbling hot spring. The entire center of the room is taken up with this effervescent spring of steaming hot water. The water itself is bubbly, like it's almost carbonated. And there's a roughly cut stone steps that are kind of around the edge of this pool that lead down into the water. And you can see something moving in the water.
Oh, hell no.
It looks like there's this shadow amongst the steam. It looks like it's about 10 feet long. But even through the steam, you can see that whatever this shadow is, every once in a while the light hits it and glints off of it in a kaleidoscope of rainbow colors.
It's pretty.
This or not. I mean,
What was that?
I don't know if we should mess with the
The
thing
hot
in the
spring.
water or not. I mean, the hot spring is probably a place to get clean. I just don't know what's living in it, if it's friendly or not.
You hear a voice, and it says, "Who are you? You don't appear to be one of Tassadantalus's apprentices. What are you doing in my hot spring?"
We are trying to figure out where Tentadentalus has been missing for a long time, and we are looking for the place to bring the rod and the scepter to open the doorway to perhaps let him out.
Yes, I have not seen Tassadantalus in some time. And kind of poking its head out of the steam from the edge of the pool, you see that there is a 10-foot long serpent with a kaleidoscope of rainbow-hued scales all across it, and it has the head of a goldfish. And it says, "My name is Eshi. I have been living here a very, very long time, but I have not seen Tassadantus, although I have seen one of his apprentices most recently. The poor chap was in terrible need of a bath, so I allowed him to soak in my pool."
Most recently, are you meaning like just yesterday or?
Yesterday, tomorrow, week ago, a month in advance. Time is all relative here. But it seems like it was fairly recent. The poor gent said his name was Ferentier. Beyond that, he was rambling mad. I feel that he must have been traveling throughout the levels of the tower for quite some time.
We know that name, don't we?
Ferentier
I've heard
was
that
on
name.
the brass plaque of one of the rooms on the second floor of the grand vestibule.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Perhaps you could tell us how to stabilize the portal between the different things, or tell us codes to the floors we don't have for the arcane circle. It's got lightning stuff on the other levels,
And
and
the snake body kind of gets closer to Borman and kind of squints its fishy eyes and says, "I could do that, but I don't know who you are. You are not an apprentice. Why are you here?"
well, as I said, Ted Dandalus came into his tower long, long ago, shut the door behind him, that has not been seen since, and the Imperial Port City has been taken over by a thieves guild and some other. Uh, we think it's a vampiric entity. There's all kinds of crazy stuff going on, and due to our research, we have come to find out that we perhaps have the keys to set Tantalus free. And we believe that he's been detained or caged against his will.
Make a charisma ability check, and I'm going to give you a -2 to that roll. Oh shit! Okay.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Great.
That's pretty awesome. Even with a -2, I mean that is the this is a water naga, and it kind of at your description of the outside events of the world, it kind of recoils back and looks at you with its fishy wide eyes and says, That sounds dreadful. Oh
Yes,
my!
and therefore
It sounds like the outside world needs Tassadantalus now more than ever.
yeah, and they wanted me to come help in this endeavor because I am the world's greatest thief. I I've broken into the dwarven vault to get one of the scepters. I've taken the pirates' treasure from the joining island that was laying siege upon the imperial port, and I even stole the soul plates from an evil tiefling that was enslaving others, so I could set them free.
And it kind of it says thief, you say, and it scoops super close to you, like an inch away from you, and looks you up and down with its fishy eyeballs. You haven't stolen any of my tulls, have you?
No, but we used them, cleaned them, and folded them nicely.
Well, at least you were kind enough to put them back where they belong. The last time that I saw Tassadantalus, he went to the door through the doors to the north. There's a great temple there. As for the other levels, he says, it does seem that you are here on a quest of good and useful nature for the rest of the world. I can give you. Hold on, I have to look at my other maps. I can give you the floor codes to the other levels, but I can tell you that you are at the top of the tower. This is it.
Oh, cool.
And he tells you he can give you floor code levels to the basement, level 2 and level 4.
The basement, level 2 and level 4. So the only one we would be missing is the first level.
The ground floor. He gives you the code back to the ground floor as well.
Yeah, all right. Well, if this is the place we want to be, and the last place you've seen him go is there, you know, we've tracked his old adventuring party across the entire landscape. The outside world is so terrible that we intend to crown Alora the new queen of Braunhaven, so that way we can Braunhaven, so we can establish an age of peace and tranquility amongst things.
That sounds much better than what you have described to me. I mean, anything sounds better than that. He says, those codes that I gave you, I did not give those to Farantir. That chap seems quite mad, and I really felt that he would do well spending some time here, resting in my pool. But he decided to go searching around this level. I'm not aware that he has left via the teleportation circle, but I would beware. He can be touchy.
Are there benefits for soaking in your pool other than just being clean and refreshed?
No. It's just very relaxing. It's effervescent, and it's a hot, steamy bath. Everybody likes to be clean, and they like bubbles.
Should we take our 10-minute break here and get really clean?
You certainly
Heck yeah.
could.
Yeah. If he stumbles on it here, we've got an ally, right? In theory. Yeah, so we're all just gonna get in the water.
Yeah, you guys can bathe in the pool and relax. And because of the refreshing effects of the pool, everybody can benefit by returning 1d3 hit points.
Well, that was helpful. Do I have to roll if I just needed 1 hit point?
No.
Yeah. That's cool. So I guess do we want to head straight up to the room Tantalus went through?
So he can tell you a little bit more about the other rooms of this level. And he tells you that this room is Tassadantalus's private library. And he says it is quite extensive, and it is based on all of his research. And he tells you that this room next to it is Tassadantalus's component storage pantry. But he says, be careful in there because there is a trap. And then he tells you that this room is a shrine of Massus. As far as the temple to the north, he's not exactly sure what goes on in there or why Tassadantalus built that room, but he just simply explains he has not seen Tassadantalus in a great while.
Well, his adventuring party, disbanded about the same time that he came into the tower, as far as we understand.
He tells you.
So,
He tells you there. So Eshi tells you that there was a great battle that happened to the north in that temple between Tassadantalus and another archmage named Vuslux. He says, but he hasn't seen either of them since.
sounds like we've got to go through the doors up there. Do we want to, all right, there's a trap in the regent room. Is there a way to disarm the trap or bypass the trap or something, or do we just have to kind of?
He says at the bottom of the door leading into the component storage pantry has a simple tripwire. If you avoid the tripwire, then you can avoid the trap. And he says, but the trap is really quite nasty. He says,
What is?
I would know that the trap was. I know that Tassadantalus constructed the trap from my own venom.
Ooh. So there's
Wow.
some of your venom stored there, huh?
Yes, I don't exactly know what it was, but Tassadantalus said that he needed to protect his spell reagents.
Well, thank
What
you
does
for
their
that.
venom do?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
What does their venom do? Anything good? I mean, like inflict poison stats?
It is save versus poison or die.
Wow.
Yeah, we're gonna need to know that poison. We need to find the tripwire. Find the tripwire.
This is a water naga. They also cast spells as a 5th level magic user, and aside from, in addition to that, constriction leading to drowning. But
I'm glad we didn't get confrontational.
yes, roleplay can be quite great.
Well, I told the truth because I didn't want to have to roll against lying.
They're also neutral alignment, so I mean, he could go one or the other ways, but it is evident to you that Eshi, the water naga, has kind of lived in the lap of luxury here.
This is a very luxurious place. Would
Yeah.
would she be willing to give to use her venom to poison some darts for me in case it comes in handy along the travel to free Tassadantalus?
Make another charisma ability check.
No.
Yeah, no. Eshi's like appalled that you would want to use her venom in an offensive manner.
Well,
Okay.
it was against offensive people, but I had to try. It's been a long, hard road. What a strange trip it's been. It's uphill both ways. I'm telling you, it's been terrible.
So you complete your little rest. Where would you guys like to go from here?
Do we want to go to the library and look around?
Yeah. There's gonna be some good stuff in there.
Yeah.
So,
No, we're definitely going to want to kind of go in the library. I'm going to trust the Naga and not even look for traps and just kind of go on in and start poking about in there.
So everybody can roll a d6 that is going into the library. What is Dentry and Jackson doing?
We have no reason to go into the library. Jackson doesn't read, and Dentry doesn't really care for books all that much. So we'll just stand. I
we're gonna
mean,
hang out.
probably not much to stand watch for. I mean, I guess we could, because I mean, shit, we've already
Yeah,
had a
there is
battle out here.
There's a loose apprentice that's crazy. So
We'll
So
stand watch for the loose apprentice.
so out between Borman and Malachi, which one got the one?
Borman,
And what did Mavis and Alora get?
I just got a 1 and Aurora got a 3.
So Mavis and Borman, you recognize that the hardwood of this floor is actually made from wood that is sourced from the Sylvanas forest. And that is generally going to be something that would be looked down upon by the elves of the Sylvanas forest. And you see that this again is a reinforced door that is leading into this room, into this library. And similar to the one leading into the teleportation room. And you see that there are a 10-foot ceiling, and there are shelves that are floor to ceiling all around the room that have a ton of books in them. Off just an initial scanning of the spines of the books, you see that there are books on arcane and divine and natures of magic and the gods.
I thought there'd be some juicy diary entries in here.
Well, did you
Man.
want to search the bookshelves?
of
But
course.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
So, searching the bookshelves, you do find some interesting things. You find... Ooh. You find 4 spell scrolls. 2 are divine, 2 are arcane. So the first thing... So first, let's do the arcane roll percentage for the first scroll. 77. It is going to be a 4th level spell. It is
Okay.
a 4th level necromancer spell.
Mm,
oh, Malachi's gonna write this one down, right?
yeah.
Very cool.
And the spell is called Blood Harvest.
I know what it does.
Do you? I mean,
I sure do.
harvesting blood?
Oh, well, I would already have it in my spell book as
Oh.
I turn 7th level. I got 4th level spells, and that was what I chose.
Nice.
But I would prefer you not tell everyone what it does because it was supposed
You
to
want
be a
it to be a
surprise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
it is a scroll of Blood Harvest. I will tell you that it is a instant duration and a range of 30 feet.
Yep.
The second scroll roll.
You should have not told us that you got the spell as your 4th level or whatever, and then the next time you cast it, we would have just thought that you used the scroll.
Is another 4th level spell.
You're right, but This scroll anyone can use in theory, even though we kind of
Yes.
tend to sort who gets them by who's more proficient.
Yes,
Because
scrolls are written in common. They're written in
Yeah.
hand on.
But we want the 7th level necromancer to cast necromancer spells. I mean, the same as we'd want the cleric to cast cleric spell.
The second scroll is a 4th level magic user spell of Ice Storm.
Should Alora have that, or is Malachi writing it down?
Take it. 4th level ice storm. Alora. There you go. You got the scroll.
It is already in here. This is Ice Storm.
That's a beautiful spell.
That's awesome. Okay, great.
And then you have to roll the divine scrolls.
Yes.
because
So
you're a
roll
divine.
percentage for the first divine scroll.
Okay.
3. It is a 1st level spell.
Okay.
And it is
Cure light wounds.
right.
That's always helpful.
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, I mean, there's a spell slot you don't have to spend, right?
Is that what it is?
No, it is a. This is a good one. It is a scroll of penetrate disguise.
Ooh.
I've heard of that. Cool.
I will bring this up.
Some scrolls to give to Malachi that I forgot about. Let me figure.
What did you say?
I have some scrolls for Malachi on my character sheet. Let me
Okay.
forget to. I'll just
Yeah.
type them. I'll do that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So here is penetrate disguise.
On Malachi. Well, cool.
That's badass.
Yeah.
And then roll percentage for the second divine scroll. That is going to be a 5th level divine scroll. Let's see here.
Ooh.
It is a 5th level druid spell scroll. Of daylight.
In case we run into a vampire or something.
Well, I believe there's one or something, in the high district of the city.
That's true. That's right. I totally forgot about that.
I don't have any evidence of that. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, based on crazy charm, something's charming the fuck out of people, I think. And that the way it seems vampiric to me.
So here is the daylight spell. And I mean, this will last for 6 turns, so 1 hour.
Yeah.
That's pretty badass.
That's excellent.
Yeah. Is that all that's in here of lootable value?
Oh, but wait. There might be more.
His personal book collection, I definitely want to sometime to open up a portal to this room right here. So I want to study it really well because I'm going to send a looting party up to take all these books.
But it won't work because Tacidantulus's tower is immune to scrying.
So I would have to do it while I'm here.
Right. But you do find a spellbook.
Oh,
And in the spellbook, there are a number of spells, and I will type them out. First level, there is Charm Person, Floating Disc, Hold Portal, and Read Magic. Second level, there is Detect Evil, ESP, Locate Object, and Web. Third level, there is Confusion, Dimension Door, Wall of Fire. Fifth level, Conjure Elemental, Pass Wall, and Teleport. And sixth level, there is a Death Spell and Reincarnation.
there's no fourth level spells?
Oh, I'm sorry. My mistake. What I typed out as third level is actually fourth level spells. Third level, there is Dispel Magic, Fireball, and Haste.
All right.
And that is essentially the bulk of what's in here for treasure.
That is cool.
I've got all the spell book stuff recorded.
Where would you guys like to go from here?
Are we gonna try and get the poison out of the trap, or is it?
That's in the next little bit.
Makes me a little nervous. I don't want to go in there.
So, Alora,
Yeah.
moving forward, you see that there is a large set of double doors that are, they're covered in rolled red leather that leads to the north, and then you see that there's a door to the west and a door to the east.
Borman's gonna is gonna cut the tripwire.
Okay. Go ahead and make your
And
trap check.
yeah, should be okay.
Okay, so yeah, Borman reaches down and snips the tripwire.
And then I want to see if I can remove the trap itself.
Go ahead and make another trap check. So in here, I mean, you can, but you're not sure. You can't really take it with you. It is rigged with a simple tripwire, and there is a number of holes in the walls around this room that release the gas, or release a gas made from the venom of the water hugga.
I can't take the poison gas.
No.
Well, that sucks.
I didn't bring
But
any
we can-
Ziploc bags with me.
Yeah. But we can top off our spell components, like, perhaps Malachi could get some more of that fucking death weed or whatever.
So in here, you don't find any more witherweed, but you do find enough components for 4 levels 1 through 3 rituals 3 level 4 through 6 rituals, and 2 7 through 9 level rituals.
Oh, so we could run those rituals for free? Is that what you're saying?
Rituals, well, they're not necessarily free, but ritual magic is covered in Oktoberfest, and I have
Yeah.
a number of ritual spells that can be cast out of a treatise of magic and spells. It's essentially, it's not necessarily free, it's time and the number of people that you have involved in casting.
All right.
But they don't take spell slots. It's just the higher level the
Yeah.
ritual is, the longer it's going to take, and the more people that you may need to have involved in order to reach the level of ritual required.
Does Alora want to keep the record of the ritual spells?
This is just components for
These are just
spells,
components.
sorry,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have 4 levels 1 through 3, 3 levels 4 through 6, and 2 levels 7 through 9.
But we could do a lot with that.
Like for the 7 through 9, one of the components that you find is like a vial of infant blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're definitely cleaning these shelves for them. Leave them tidy. Do we want to look in here, or do we want to go on into the main room there?
We're gonna go to the last place we saw him in case it matters.
All right, so you want to go up here and not worry about the shrine?
No, I
Is
do
this-
want to go to the shrine. Isn't that the
Okay.
last place we saw him? Right?
Well, they
Or-
saw him go to through the door to the north, which the
Yeah.
Naga told you, as she told you, that there's a temple to the north.
And yeah, and then she said there was a shrine to one of the old gods, I believe, right there. So
Yeah, let's just keep him. Why not?
yeah, we'll look for traps,
Okay.
and if there's none, we'll open up into the shrine.
So you do not find any traps, but let me do a double check here. So this is a shrine to Massus, who is the harbinger of summer, the gatekeeper, and the tactician. He has no distinct holidays. Magic users and illusionists know Massus as the gatekeeper of arcane knowledge. It was Massus that ensured the birth of Maximilian Tassadantilus by assuming the form of a mortal and gifted some of his arcane spark to the child. In turn, Tassadantilus created a great library at the port in Tassadantilus. Massus, this room, there's an 8-foot tall statue that depicts the god Massus in the form of a Spartan-like warrior holding a spear made of lightning and wearing a gold breastplate. Hanging from his belt is a book meant to represent the arcane knowledge that was gifted upon mortals of the known world. The statue is surrounded by a bunch of lit candles, and kneeling before the statue, you see that there is a hooded figure. This person is kneeling and praying at the statue, just kind of mumbling.
The apprentice.
When the door opens, he turns around, and you can see that there is this disheveled individual, although he's not dirty anymore, but he looks like he hasn't shaved in a very long time. Like, not his beard is not capped. It is just kind of all over the place. And he looks up and goes, "Who the devils are you?"
We are coming to find Tassadantilus. We've been studying and following his trail for well over a year now. We've I know we know the guy's name, but I can't know it as a player. It just slips my mind. You must be this
Farontier.
Yeah, you must be Farrant here. Tacidalis' fabled apprentice. It's a pleasure to be in your presence.
Mm. Hold on here. Dun, dun, dun. Everybody roll a d6. If you
For
got
the character?
if you got a 1 or a 2, unless you are Jackson, you are surprised.
I'm surprised. All the ladies are surprised.
All the ladies are surprised. That's not
Gentry is surprised. Jackson
Okay.
knows what's up.
Foreman is surprised. He's talking though.
So, Alora, Mavis, and Jackson are surprised, is what you're saying.
No, Gentry.
Well, she said all the ladies. Oh. Oops. Dentry is surprised, although Dentry is still invisible. Malachi and Borman, you are
Foreman is surprised. Malachi is not.
okay. And Jackson is not surprised.
Jackson is not surprised.
All right, so everybody roll initiative. All right. Is everybody's initiative there?
Mhm.
No, I gotta put mine in.
Oh.
I rolled him, but then I was like, oh yeah, I gotta put him in still.
Yes, that is how that works.
I mean, you could just like make it automatic.
Okay. Malachi, what do you want to do?
Well, this guy's turning around.
Yes.
Let's see if he can withstand the
Malachi can tell
choking.
this guy's looking like he is casting a spell.
Well, I've got to choke him.
Okay. So he gets a spell save throw. Is that right?
That's right. Save versus spells.
Fuck. He fails.
That's the end of Malachi's turn.
Okay. So he is choking. Does he take damage right away, or is that on the next round?
It says the victim automatically suffers 1d4 damage per round. So
Okay. So go ahead and roll a d4.
3.
Okay. So Ferrentier immediately starts choking. Peppermint is surprised. Dentry is surprised. Ferrentier can't speak a command word because he is choking. I mean, is that right? Let me look at
I'd imagine.
look what it says for wands. It says Rod states wands. It doesn't say that wands require a command word. And since we're not playing Harry Potter, I'm gonna let him do it. He... Oh, of course I have to look at it. Five, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. It's still not. But it'll only come back 5 feet. Borman, Mavis, and Malachi. Well, Borman and Mavis are surprised. That's not good for them. So because they're surprised, I'll go ahead and give it to you. You guys, Borman, Mavis, and Malachi need to make a save versus spells.
There's a spell.
Yeah, it's a spell save. Nice! 2 20s. Uh-oh.
My favorite spell is 12.
Okay. Farontier is 7. Oh, never mind. Well, that's not terrible. Borman and Malachi take 9 points of lightning damage, and Mavis eats 18. As he's choking, he points a wand, a crooked wand, and lets off a lightning bolt. It bounces off. It goes through this open door, bounces off this wall here, and lands, arcing to the ground here. But everything in its path, everybody gets kind of nicked by this lightning bolt that as it goes off.
Wow.
Jackson, what would you like to do?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, yeah, all the movement in the world. Jackson's like gets behind him and is just like, actually, no, I'm gonna go here, not behind him. And he's just like, knock that off, and swings at him with the Vorpal.
Okay. Hold on just a second.
Like, you're gonna launch lightning at my crew? No, 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 none of that. Did I just like run through a trap or something?
No.
Okay.
That choke is a fucking magic user fucking bane right there.
Yeah, it's lucky that he had a wand, or else he'd have been fucked. So yeah, go ahead and make your attack.
Head be gone! Oh, damn. I hit, that goes 0.
Yes, that is definitely going to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Ooh. Oof. So
that's like 2. That's 2 of his levels, easy.
So yeah, Jackson swings his Vorpal and it slices through Farentier's robes and just is instantly, there's a spray of blood that goes across the statue of Massus. Laura is surprised, Mavis is surprised, and now kind of crispy, and we are into the next round.
Back down or die! I shout, because that's my way.
Yes! We will remove everybody's surprise. Borman, what would you like to do?
Foreman's gonna step right over here, and he's going to hit the son of a bitch.
All right. Do it.
Was it 8 miss?
So you are Thaco 17?
Yes.
An 8 does miss.
Yeah.
He, despite the fact that he's grabbing at his throat with one hand, he definitely moves, and your blade catches nothing but his robes. Malachi.
Malachi's going to go ahead and roll a d4 just for fun.
Yeah.
He'll take 3 points of choking damage.
And
And
he chokes out and falls to the floor with his tongue wagging out of his head, and he chokes and dies.
he really wasn't that tough.
Magic users don't have a whole lot of
Yeah.
hit points. They,
Yeah.
you know, they don't get into melee.
He's an old man.
So this guy does have some things. So the first things that you find on his robes are that he has, and you recognize these because I believe Jackson already has them. He has horseshoes of the Zephyr.
Hey, yeah. Oh, yeah, my horse.
Yeah, your horse.
Damn
I
it.
forgot about my horse. Where'd we leave him?
No, I remembered the horse, but we've just not been able to use him for so long.
Right,
Damn
yeah.
dorms.
He has spell scrolls of time flow, hallucinatory terrain, suggestion, glamour, and emotion.
Okay.
And he has a wand of lightning bolts that has. Hold on, I will tell you how many charges are in it.
Hey, who wants that? Does anybody want it?
Malachi's already got one.
Oh, cool.
I already have one, you see.
Yeah. So, I mean, it'd be good to give Alora some offense.
It has 14 charges in it. Now, wand of lightning bolts does 66 damage.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So he used one of its full charges, basically.
Yes.
14.
Save versus save versus wands for half damage. And then he has his spellbook, of course. It has sleep, read languages, shield, continual light, also continual darkness, locate object, dispel magic, haste, and dimension door.
Alrighty.
Those are what's in his spell book, I guess.
Yes.
I will add those to the spell book collection I
shall
have.
add those to my collective.
Right. If you could do the scrolls that way, you know, on what all they came in, please.
Yes. Scrolls are, let's see here. Time flow,
Yeah.
hallucinatory terrain.
Are you grabbing the scrolls,
suggestion,
Cameron?
glamour, and emotion
Cool. That's beautiful.
are the scrolls.
Alrighty.
He has a scroll of emotional damage.
Yes.
Emotional damage.
Seems like he might have accidentally used it on himself at some point. So we will break here. I will go ahead and divvy up some XP for you guys. We are looking at 486 XP per character.
Sweet.
And now I'm level 5 magic user.
Woo!
Yeah. Now my magic missiles mean something.
Right. Yes. Now,
Yeah.
now you can send more of a to whom it may concern as opposed to an individually addressed magic.
Well, see, last session it was I had to stop. I could have leveled both the magic user and the motherfucking necromancer.
Yeah, but you can only take one level per session. All right.
That's that.
We will pick this up next week at 12 o'clock.
Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yep. Have a good one, guys. I will catch you next week.
Have a good night.
You too.